was very small.
Really? He wasn't a tall man?
Grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I've always thought he must have been a big guy, but
No, I think, wouldn't it be, you can't even imagine that. Well, my grandmother Barrett was bigger than he was.
oh,
But of course, she had diabetes and she had some difference in what her physical would would turn out to be. He was a small man.
uh-huh.
My father was taller than he was,
Okay.
but Grandpa Barrett was not real tall or anything. But still, I can remember when they started with that paint store over there, and nothing determined him. He had a great big old green, wasn't old, it was green Packard, very good Packard. But he walked over to Pittston very often.
Your grandfather did?
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's where Westbrook got his love of walking.
Yeah, well, they would, I imagine they were very common souls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They liked to be out, and they loved what was out and around and beautiful, and
Yeah.
I don't think they weren't the party type and all that kind of thing,
Yeah.
And but no, Grandpa Barrett he'd just start out, in the morning and walk all over there. By the time I knew he was getting older, he was not probably not directing or whatever the store as such,
Yeah.
because my father came up and he he came up from Danville. He knew my mother, and where did she live with her three sisters in was really south. I know it was south.
I thought wasn't Mama from Danville?
She may have been from Danville, but Virginia's the three sisters were from somewhere lower than Danville, I believe.
Further south?
Yeah, and I don't
Okay.
have a map or anything.
Yeah.
But it was a southern town, and
Yeah.
but even that amazes me. The places they'd go and the things they'd do.
Yeah.
At they didn't just destroy things, or they didn't just lollygag around or whatever,
No.
And
What kind of stuff did they like to do?
well, my mother and father went to maybe both, maybe just one, New York and Philadelphia Applied Arts.
Yeah.
There were two of those art things that I think they went to both of them, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I couldn't give you the details, but that seems. They didn't just run out the front door and get in trouble with somebody and make a mess of their lives. They
Yeah.
found something that was really. I find it that. I say if there's a God, which of course I believe, but that he just sits up there and he says, well, now, those three girls in that house, they're real good, and that father and the mother are very good at what they're doing, and now especially that one, she's very artistic, and that young man over there, he's kind of artistic too.
Yeah.
I can see God sitting there and trying to size up what should be what.
Like playing matchmaker?
I don't know, but of course, in a southern town in that day and age, which I guess was what was it? Was the end of the Civil War, I believe, at that. Because
Well-
they were not fighting the Civil War at that time, I don't think.
I think Mamaw and Poppy were both born after the Civil War.
Born what?
After the Civil
Yeah.
War, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's it must be, in another way, it must be very fascinating to have the energy and the desire to want to research some of this and put it down into some,
Yeah,
history or something.
yeah.
Because of course, I don't know it out west. I don't know what was out there, whether that was all west out there or what. Or it'd be fascinating to have the ability and age and money and all to go into a lot of that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a big, 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 big world. What do they? Sometimes I pick up something to glance at, or something in the wording will describe to you what God is thinking about this or that or the other place right now.
Yeah.
What he's got on his mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Some little tiny island out on the Pacific or something,
Yeah.
that nobody knows anything about.